News and streaming on 5+. This is a Weather Impact Alert.
Well, it is a bitterly cold morning as you're waking up on this Wednesday. We're taking a live look outside in Fort Smith where it's a snow day there.
Yeah, it is. Kids are out of school. They're happy about that. But if you got to head out anywhere today, make sure you call first because it could be closed.
Now this morning we'll have live team coverage from across the area coming up.
Yeah, but first, meteorologist Stephen Elmore is in the Weather Center breaking down the latest conditions. The snow and sleet mix, that's stopped. Now it's those freezing temperatures that we have to worry about.
Yeah, and that's going to be the concern not only for this morning, but over the next several days is going to be how cold it's going to be outside. Before we talk about that, and we're going to be talking about that the rest of this morning, let's cover what we got from yesterday. We take a look at some cameras across the area. You see there in Fort Smith, yes, we have some snow coverage on the roadways there, but less in the way of that snowfall accumulation. It took us a long time to switch over from that freezing rain, some of that sleet, before we eventually got over into those snowflakes. When it comes to the accumulation that we got, just on the lower end on what the forecast was having for yesterday across northwest Arkansas, we started off with that snow and we continue with that snow throughout most of the evening hours there in Fayetteville. You can see those roadways still really covered. And here's a live look just there at the Fulbright. You can see this is an area that had a lot of those accidents yesterday, has a lot of those accidents when we have this winter weather like this. You can see most of those roadways still covered. We take a look at radar from that system from yesterday, and it kind of tells the story. Where northwest Arkansas, we started off with that snow and we held on throughout most of the day. Across the river valley, you see that pink shading there. That was that freezing rain. That was that freezing drizzle, some of that sleet as well. And it took a while for temperatures to drop cold enough to switch over into those snowflakes. That's when we had a little bit less in the way of some accumulation. Now the big story for today is going to be how cold it is outside. Wind chill values at those dangerous levels, seeing anywhere from -5, -10, closer towards -15 in some places in Benton, Carroll County. Across the river valley, we're starting off and feeling like we're in the single digits out there this morning. It's not only the cold for today, but it's also the cold over the next several days. We don't break above that freezing point until we get closer towards Saturday afternoon. We're going to be talking about that warm up, though, coming up in just a bit.
Well, our 5 News Storm Chaser is out on the roads this morning, giving you a live look at what those conditions are like.
Chief Meteorologist Scott Cover is joining us from the passenger seat. And Scott, we want to know, where are you and what's it like out there?
Hey, good morning, everybody. Roads, very simply put, are pretty bad. We're passing the Pleasant Grove exit here on 49, headed back southbound. We've been up and down 49 this morning. Roads passable at times for those that have four-wheel drive. Even then, though, there's quite a bit of snow on the road still. Without question, those plows have been trying to work throughout the course of the evening into the overnight hours, but Mother Nature not making this very difficult at all. Some parts of 49 a little bit better than others. Right now we have a lane that's okay, kind of passable, but then you'll get to another spot where not only can you not see the markings on the roadway, it's tough to find where that one passable lane is. If you're going to have to be out and about, and look, I get it, some folks have to go to work, you're going to want to budget a few extra minutes to get where you're going, and you're going to want to really take it slow out there. Most folks that we've passed and encountered on the roadways this morning, they are taking it slow, but every once in a while there's going to be that bozo going way too fast, and unfortunately that's probably where we end up with some issues out there this morning. We're kind of passing one of those spots that's a little bit better in terms of road condition. At times you can see the markings there, but we're still talking about a couple of inches at least on the roadways here. Of course, much more in northwest Arkansas elsewhere out there, and this is all compacted at this point from what was just snow into a pretty solid sheet of ice with a little bit of powder on top. So roads, very simply, not good at all. Temperatures are incredibly cold out here, so that's making the job even more difficult to get them cleared. But as you can see from our camera, a lot of snow out here. Not a lot of traffic, of course. It's early in the morning, but as folks get going that do have to go to work, those essential employees that don't have a snow day, we're probably going to start to see some slipping and some sliding. Already seen a little bit out there. A lot of road crews out working, no question about that. From snow plows to folks putting that ice cutter mixture out on the roadways. A little bit of salt trucks also doing a little bit of work out here as well.
All right, thanks so much for that, Scott. We'll check back in with you here shortly, but first, let's go out live. This is Ozark, where the roads are slick out there as well.
Yeah, we didn't see as much as accumulation as in northwest Arkansas, but it's enough this morning to make getting out and on the road a little bit difficult.
Yeah, let's get a check of those road conditions. Take a look at what crews with the Department of Transportation in Arkansas, what they're reporting across the state. Now, you can see this map is lit up with colors.
Yeah, the blue lines, they show mainly snow-covered roads, while the pink lines show areas with ice patches. So if you are heading out this morning, be extra cautious. Icy roads can be especially dangerous, and be sure to give yourself plenty of time. Take it slow, stay safe, and go ahead and check this app.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, many are out of school this morning, and you can find those schools scrolling across the bottom of your screen, or you can scan that QR code right there in the corner for the complete list of those closures.
Which are Bentonville, Fayetteville, Fort Smith, Rogers, Springdale, and Van Buren, all having snow days. Now, once you scan this code, we'll send you back the list. You can check to see if your school is virtual or a traditional snow day. In Oklahoma, several districts are having a virtual learning day today. Those include Roland, Pecola, Poto, Salisal, and Spiro.
All right, let's get a traffic update for you this morning. Again, we've been saying it. The good news is, so far this morning, no active accidents out there right now, but we've had a lot of accidents over the past 24 hours. Here's a live look there in Rogers across Walton Boulevard. Quiet out there this morning. People taking a little bit slower out there as well if you have to head out to work. More than likely, you're going to run in a lot of those snow-covered roadways. If anything, a little thin layer of some ice, and then you have some of that snow on top of it. Some places, more of that accumulation, northwest Arkansas. Then in the River Valley, more of seeing that a little bit of ice, a little bit of snow on the roadways. That is going to improve as we go on throughout the rest of the day today. We've been using this tool throughout the morning hours, and we encourage you to use it as well. But you can see across the area, a lot of those blue lines, some of those purple lines, which would lead us to believe that there's some ice in that area. Those pink lines show that there's some ice patches as well. More than likely, no matter where you're waking up this morning, as you head out the door, you're going to be driving through some of those snow-covered roadways. Again, by the time we get to later on this morning, especially by this afternoon, those RDOT crews are going to be working throughout the day to at least get those major highways and interstates open. Now, once they get that done, they'll eventually transition over into those side roads and will improve as we continue on. But what's also playing a factor in this is the cold air, making it more difficult. We'll talk about it coming up.